The last Jimquisition episode that went out was somewhat impromptu. I'd recorded it that morning because something had come up and I really wanted to get it out there. I actually had another Jimquisition already scripted out and pre-recorded, but just needed the visual editing. And I could have held off until Monday, but here we are, 2 Jimquisitions in 1 week. Are you not grateful? Are you not amazed? Am I not generous? Am I not the light, the truth, and indeed the way? Yes, yes, my children, miracles do happen, and they happen because I am Jim fucking Sterling, son.
Brutal Force is a fairly alright game. It's basically Nuclear Throne with less to it, and that's okay. You're a horse dude, you run around shooting stuff, it's got those ever popular roguelike elements, and that's about it. So why are we chatting about a game that I just genuinely wrote down as Brutal Throne while jotting this script out? Well, it's the focus of yet another one of our famous Steam stories. Oh yes, the developer behind this one is a naughty little scamp, and we're going to talk about its naughtiness here. Settle down, get a comfy cushion, and enjoy a Steam Sleaze story. First of all, let's talk about the similarities between Brutal Force and Nuclear Throne. Now, it's not like Vlambeer has a patent on that style of game. The fact that Brutal Force clearly took a hell of a lot of inspiration from Nuclear Throne is neither up for debate nor the actual problem. However, when you take Nuclear Throne's Steam store description and use it for your own, that's when people are gonna be like, whoa? For some weird reason, Enterchained Game Studios decided to peel bits of Nuclear Throne's game history and copy it word for word in their own game summary. Lines like, "We never stopped adding little things to the game even as we moved on to other projects," were just copied and pasted, almost as if to flaunt the fact that Brutal Force got all its ideas from Vlambeer's work. Now, that's dodgy enough. Oh, but Enterchained didn't stop there. What really caught people's eye was Brutal Force's questionable, and most likely pretty damn illegal, sales practices. See, Brutal Force recently went on sale with a hefty 75% price cut. Impressive stuff. The post-discount price was a mere 99 cents, down from $4.99. A great deal. If you got in early. You had to get it early because the price later raised to $1.99, and yet the discount rate still showed 75% off. Even later, the sale price was a significantly upgraded $3.24, and yet still apparently at a 75% discount. Basically, Enterchained had been slowly raising the base price of the game back up while maintaining the same discount rate, attempting to make more money while looking like it was offering the same discount. This is not legal in the EU for sure, and certainly not ethical either way, but Enterchained was fairly unperturbed by the whole thing. In fact, it started giving keys away on its Facebook page in exchange for reviews on the store page. You know, as you fucking do. And of course, even as Reddit blew up on the issue and Steam users piled in, Enterchained did what so many of these reckless chancers do when their hands are caught in the cookie jar. They started banning critics and deleting threads pointing out their shady behaviour. Because that always goes down so well, doesn't it? In the aftermath, Enterchained has sidestepped the accusations of illicit behaviour, but has at least addressed its banning and censorship attempts, promising it will no longer do such things in a way that makes them sound generous and benevolent. Instead, they've pulled a classic trick employed by such indie fucknuts as Digital Homicide, squirreling negative threads away in their own little quarantine zone rather than outright deleting them. It's a move some Steam devs use to avoid having negative criticism appear on the home forum page, instead burying it all in a subforum and reducing the chances of people finding it. Anything relevant to Enterchained's bad behaviour has been secluded in the general discussion and trash bin forums, by far the most active forums of course, but also the least obvious to anybody just scanning the community page for reactions. It's a way of quashing dissent without actually opening oneself up to accusations of censorship. It's also fucking bullshit, and any developer who tries to fob its user base off with that is being a disingenuous arse. As with all our previous Steam stories, the tale of Brutal Force is a masterclass in how not to behave if you're an independent developer on Steam. You, above all others, need audience goodwill to survive. If you tank your reputation with the game-obsessed populace, well, you're not about Electronic Arts, mate. You can't just damn the consequences. You can't just treat the opinions of your customers like shit and try to quash anybody criticising you, because it will not work, and you'll just ruin your chances for future success. And what puzzles me is that these people still, even after years of evidence to the contrary, think they can get away with it. I do not know where these people get that sense of pure, unfettered exceptionalism, like in a world of failed attempts to be a shit snake, they will somehow succeed. But let this be a warning, as it always is, when you try and be surreptitious, you will get caught. People aren't stupid, and someone is always keeping track of you on Steam, no matter how crafty you think you are. A price discrepancy? Someone will spot it. Uploading a single level of a game and pretending you have a 9-level game? As we found out with Journey of the Light, there will be someone digging into the files to find out you lied. Try to censor critics and users on your forum? You'll just ensure those silenced will yell into a louder microphone. Attempt to pass off an entire store-bought asset pack as an original game? People will call it out for the asset flip it is. Word to the fucking wise, you wanna be shady hacks. You will get found out. You simply will. And if you've done something fucked up on Steam, and if you're watching this now, smugly thinking you got away with something, I'd not cash that smirk in just yet, because someone will find you, and they'll probably tell Jim fucking Sterling's son about it, and then your attempts to silence criticism will just turn into one of these videos. And if you have even a shred of self-awareness, you'll realise you tied the noose entirely around your own fucking neck. Because I may be the sheriff, and that's what I definitely am, a fucking sheriff now, but you'll always be your own executioner, sunshine.
This is not the first Steam story we've ever had, and I fear it will not be the last. For indeed it seems there are many, still bereft, still poor, still robbed of my leading light, who seem so willing to make the mistakes and not learn from their history. But I hope against hope that these little Steam stories we bring to the world at least shine the way to some who may be foolish enough to make some mistakes, but have been shown the right path by yours truly, Jim Sterling, the prophet of the game industry, the green seer, the sheriff, Jim fucking Sterling's son, the man who you all look up to and say on bended knee and watery eye, thank God for me. And some people say I'm creepy.